welcome back to Streamline Entertainment, people. I was sent a private message and it went on to say this guy posted on TikTok and the spelling of the name is MIKLUVING. McLoving, and it was two people who obviously booked it a couple of weeks before, but the first person who actually sent me the message went on to say that Lucy's name was mentioned of being the host of the Airbnb. So I'm just wondering, do they use the Airbnb to have parties or to rob people? It's very, very interesting because the title, I've tried to find it and I can't find it on TikTok anywhere now. It may have been taken down. I've obviously texted back and said this is really, really interesting. And the title of this TikTok video was Imagine Booking the Same Airbnb a few weeks before. And these people went on to say that someone called Lucy was the host. Very strange. Very, very strange. And she said in previous message and interviews that she didn't know where the Airbnb was, which is quite odd. So little things do actually come out. I'm just going to have a quick look at a video.
Few things to consider with this Jay Slater case. For those that think it was an accidental fall and that he was there for the 29 days, I don't understand how people aren't looking outside of the box. All the people involved in this case are all linked. They are all interlinked. So, let's start with it. Davis Hargreaves wrote RIPJ on the 19th of June when it was just a missing persons case. Davis Hargreaves is friends with Tom Hilton. Tom Hilton was out in Tenerife with his friends the same time as Jay Slater. Now, Jay Slater and a lot of other people were involved in an altercation involving a machete on Tom Hilton, involving his skull to be exposed. Lucy Law, who Jay Slater was in contact with and who encouraged him to go out there, knows Ayub. Now, Ayub was in prison with Tom Hilton's dad, and people aren't looking outside the box, but
I think they are, but like I said, you've got to prove it. It's all right actually saying that. I've said it myself as well, but like I said, you've got to actually prove that these connections are interlinked. Because obviously, if Ayub does know Tom Hilton's, and there is a possibility, we're just going on theories here, it does make sense why basically there could be a connection for Tom Hilton to get Jay back in what happened to him.
another point I want to ask, right? So you got these two TikTokers. You got Luggy and you got Chris Tenerife. Why is it that why did Luggy go to the funeral and not Chris Tenerife? Why is that? I find it an odd one to consider, because Chris Tenerife did a lot of work on this case. He did a lot of searching for Jay. He got involved in the search, didn't he? He was going all around the mountains looking for Jay Slater. He was helping the Guardia Civil with this case. He was a good Samaritan, right? But why is it that he didn't go to Jay Slater's funeral? All the people in this...
I do think that was kind of odd why Chris didn't actually go. Was it that one of them wanted to hold the fort and see what was happening online, and that was Chris, and Luggy went to see what was going down, or would people talk, or would there be a couple of altercations? It makes you wonder why Chris didn't go, because like I said, he supposedly put a lot of effort into the search, and I do respect him for that, but he didn't give a reason why he didn't go to the funeral, which I find quite odd.
this case are linked, and I genuinely don't understand how people can see this as being an accident. Something was premeditated, and the story they sold the media was all planned between them, so they all have a story to go by. That's my thought, and that's my perspective on it. I don't understand how such a big accidental case, a missing case, to then go to someone being found and dead, to where all these people are linked.
Totally agree with her in what she's saying there. She does make a lot of sense in some of the stuff that she says. But the thing is, my thought is that all these people interlinked, and most of it, what I realised from this case, and really sort of looking at, you know, the pictures, the people involved, a lot of them are criminals. A lot of them are scumbags. A lot of them, we wouldn't give them, as normal people, we wouldn't give them the time or day, to be honest with you. They would all shit on each other if it came to it. They're just using each other to get from A to B. And I think with Lucy, I think she's so far involved that she probably will never ever be able to get out of it, especially you heard her parents, or dad is involved in it, you know, which is quite disturbing as well. Brandon, a lot of people said, you know, he was out there up to no good. You know, it doesn't make sense, and obviously the protection that Rachel Hargreaves is giving her son makes you wonder what they're actually covering, and that Rachel Hargreaves apparently used to go out with Chris Tenerife. So it makes you wonder, you know, had some of these people been out there before? Yeah, I know, obviously Brandon has, Lucy has, probably Brad has as well. But there's a lot of connections, British UK connections out in Tenerife, and they're out there in rugs and being used and abused for for the big guys out there who are using kids, young adults, to get the job done. And I think sometimes these young kids are threatened that they've got to sell so much or make this kind of money, and there's no way out when you're really, really involved, is when you actually start selling. I think that's when they actually get you actually hooked. It's really bad, really, really bad. But look, we're going to keep looking for snippets of things that are coming through on the Jay Slater case. We're going to keep moving forward on it as best we can. There are a lot of people, some in Tenerife, giving me information, a few reporters on the case, which is good over there. So any new information I get, I will definitely put it out there. Some people have mentioned to me to do another missing person, Victoria Taylor from Malton, North Yorkshire. So I'll have a look at that and I'll see what information I can find on it. Take care, people. And don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment, and thank you for your support.